Well, I think that Israel understands that maybe the operation is over when it comes to Iran, but the campaign isn't over. Just in the last few hours, the IDF even said that another aerial vehicle came from the east and was shot down. So Iran continues its ways of trying to attack Israel, whether it be from Lebanon, whether it be from Iraq, and Yemen, other places. So I think that the response will be, first off, to bolster Israeli defenses to make sure that, as we saw, a very limited amount of things can penetrate Israeli airspace. Number two, I think, as we've just seen, is to strengthen the coalition that is now forming against Iran, so that any kind of measure that Israel takes against Iran could also involve other partners as well.
Yonatan, I was going to ask you about the US-Israeli relationship, but you've just piqued my interest. You say a coalition against Iran. That coalition is very much a Western-based coalition. It's not an Arab coalition as well. What are the other key Arab nations saying at the moment, or the nations in the region, about trying to avoid an escalation here as well? We know for a fact that relations between Saudi and Israel were getting better before the attacks last year as well. But what are the key Arab nations now doing and saying in the region? Can they be part of a coalition? It seems that might be a stretch too far.
Well, actually, I think that this is the coalition that will involve a lot of Arab partners. We have one of these countries, Jordan, which it closes airspace. There's some reports that they even assisted in trying to take down these projectiles on the way to Israel. I think there were other Arab countries that were involved as well that right now publicly are not being known. I think that Iran is much a threat to Israel as to these Arab countries, and I think that these attacks could further strengthen the really bad brand that Iran is giving to the world in terms of the Arab world. And I think that these sort of events could maybe bring closer together Israel and these Arab countries by way of a closer threat that is really on the doorsteps of both sides.
Yonatan, morning to you. I mean, what sway then does President Biden have with regards to Benjamin Netanyahu and really any further escalation in this situation?
Well, I think as we've seen with this event, we know the last few weeks there's a lot of reports that maybe the relations between Washington and Jerusalem right now at a cliff, that somehow there's a break in relations and there's no longer the sort of alliance that we've known in the past. I think that really what Israel wants and desires that the United States continues to view Iran as a threat. I think that Israel continues to have discussions with the United States concerning the nuclear program in Iran. And I think when it comes to the weight, I think that Israel understands, and also the United States understands, that as much as Iran is weakened, I think we can strengthen the potential for greater normalization in the Middle East with many of these countries that are still remaining. And I think that when it comes to this event as well, we have to understand that the military cooperation will probably increase, because in the end, if Iran continues these moves, I think that the threat against American interests could also increase as well in the region.